Hello, this is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com, and today we're going to work on this car right here. This is 2002, I believe, 2001, 2002 S600, and by looking at the door you can see that the door is taped and the handle is removed, the driver's side door and the handle. And the reason being is the door lock is broken a little bit, not all the way. So I'm going to show my approach to this problem. So the long story short is that it was working fine. The car only has like 40 something thousand miles. Beautiful machine and clean. Now the one day the soft close just popped and then it stopped working. Door lock worked, but the soft close didn't. So obviously you have to remove the door panel, remove the lock, and then we'll take a look at the lock in a quick second. Hello, there we have it. Okay, so yesterday was raining, so I had to tape the door so there would be no water coming in, and looks dry. That's great. Door panel obviously comes out. A few rivets have to come out. I mistakenly, I guess that was my mistake, to removing this rivet. I had to take this rivet and that rivet out. Same on the bottom here, and the support for the handle also comes out. Just one rivet is enough. You can just move the bracket over. And the window regulator, the window has to be undone and the regulator pushed in, so you can get the lock out. The lock is in there, obviously, and let's take a look at the lock. Okay, so here is the lock assembly that was worked on. Now this is my approach of doing this. Now many people say, yeah, okay, you can buy this whole kit here. The cap, the secondary cap here for the switchover solenoid, and you can also buy this cap right here. But I tried it before for some other car. Didn't work out because the aftermarket ones, there were damages in it. So I decided to save the original because it fits perfectly fine. All right, just saying. So this is what it looks like. It's obviously mechanics wire all over the place, as many as I could do. How many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mechanics wire and epoxy all over, because the cap broke, but not the sealant surface. All right, nothing to see here. This one is fine, perfect fit. And the door lock, the puck over here, that one I drill a little hole and then I glue it through the hole, because the crack develops right here where the little ball bearing is. So just plastic crack. So I just fill it up complete with glue. All right, so now before installation I obviously will have to test this lock, make sure it works. It's been gluing for I don't know how many hours, but not 24, but mechanics wire should take care of it. It shouldn't pop because the epoxy did not set. All right, let's go in the car and test it out. Okay, I have the door lock connected down on the floor, but now I need to clear the codes from the door control module so I can actually activate the soft close, because the door lock itself works. So here, closes, opens the rest of the doors. Pump works quick enough. That means there is no leak. I also repaired the leak in the trunk unlocking puck, the little round puck. Okay, so when you close it, there is pressure. So this is when the pump, I can hear the pump from here because it's quiet in the car, so I can hear it in the trunk, and I hear that it deactivates quick. Off. like 3 seconds, 2-3 seconds activation. That's excellent. Same for the unlock and lock. So here's my laptop. I'm going to clear the codes and we move on. Okay, connecting to the vehicle now. So we have a fault code, power locking solenoid valve, and exterior turn signal mirror. Whatever, we don't care for that at the moment. So let's just clear them and reset the ignition. Okay, now let's take a look what we have at the lock situation, see if the soft close starts working. Alright, I'm gonna try to make the video like this. Put the laptop away. Alright, and let's see what's with the soft close now. Okay, so we're unlocked. Yes, we are unlocked. Okay. And that is excellent. All right, one more time. Opening the car. Car is opened, unlocked, and opened. And I want to hear the solenoid if there are any leaks with it. One lock. This is the first latch. Second latch, it's when it's going to start pumping pressure into this piece right here. And we're looking at the lock. It's going to pull itself in. And this is very good news. There's absolutely zero pressure leak. And that's what I needed. 1, 2. And the pump deactivates within like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, because it's a really good pump there. Okay, so basically at this point this is the great result. Now one more time. Where's my key? Here's my key. Let's take a listen on this piece right here for the door locking. 0, absolutely nothing. Yep, absolutely silent. Okay, so this is basically going to be all. Let's unlock it. All the other locks follow fine, and all the other doors soft close works fine. So the driver's door obviously is the one that works the most, so this one is the one that usually fails first. Now to my luck, this car did not have push start or push button closure system, you know, keyless entry, where you touch the handle and you push the button on the handle to lock it, and no push start on the shifter. So there are no extra connections to the actual handle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the lock in, because I do want this car to close normally, to be closed normally, because the weather is very unsettled, very windy today, and at least it will be properly closed, so there will be no chances of water coming in. All right, now obviously the wires are attached to the lock itself, so you have to feed the wires out. I'm not going to make the video about how to remove it and install it. There are a bunch of videos there, although I will have to use some of the tape to keep the wires together, because some of the tape I had to cut out just to make my life easier. Something like this. So this is the part of the lock. You also have the airbag connection here that is attached to the same harness. It just goes from the connector to this plug right here, and it obviously connects to the side door airbag, the side airbag in the door. And obviously after all this job's done, I will have to clear the code for the airbag. But this is great. So the lock is ready to be reinstalled. So that's basically going to be all for now, and I'm not gonna, like I said, make the video about how to put the panel back together. This is not the case. I just need to close this door. So, and there are other videos out there on the internet how to remove the panel. Now there are two versions. The first generation, obviously, until certain win number, where you do have to remove the handle cover to remove the door panel. Not actually the door panel. Oh, excuse me, it's so windy. Not the door panel, but the panel that holds the switch that controls your seats and stuff, because this is the first generation with rounder buttons. You have to remove this to get to the last bolt. Just like quick addition to this video, I guess. And as you can see, this piece is stationary, it does not come out. The newer generation, this piece comes out, the bolt is behind it. This is the first generation where the bolt is behind the cover that holds the switch. This is where the cover goes. You remove that cover, but the last bolt is hidden. So you do need to remove the handle, because the handle, you see, covers it very carefully. This is leather wrapped. 600s are leather wrapped, so you gotta be careful. Well, regardless, you always have to be careful. So that's the idea. And the second generation, the handle remains. You remove the insert here, and the bolt is going to be behind the handle covering, right, inner covering. So that is basically the difference. Other than that, everything seems to be the same. I did remove the window switches because I had to lower the window down, and for that reason I wanted to have the switch available to me, so it's not on the panel itself. On the new generation, on the second generation, I believe the facelift models, the switches, I think they removed the same way. I'm not sure. I mean, it's been a while. I've done many of those, but yeah, that's the only difference. All right, so I'm gonna make the finish frames, final frames like this, because it's very, very windy. There's some sort of hurricane is coming or whatever. That's why I want to keep the door closed, not tape. Plus, if you leave the tape on the door for long enough, the tape is going to fuse with the door, with the paint. You obviously do not want that. So on this note, we're going to finish this video. Victor was here. RestoringMercedes.com as usual. Thank you.